didn't run the marathon, did you?
I did not run it nor watch it this year. I didn't watch it. I think.
Well, it wasn't on TV, was it?
I think. Well, I mean, I didn't go down and.
Well,
stand
have you
next to
ever?
it. Hey, over on Summit, when they used to come down Summit and they'd whiz behind the trees, I always watched that because the guys would come running along, and all of a sudden they'd disappear behind the biggest tree they could find.
I don't miss. Arrow and Speedy called about that.
Oh, yeah.
How he was very upset that they were polluting the...
Going behind the trees.
Yeah, right. Speedy, I miss.
I don't miss being forced to observe those.
Oh, yeah.
She did 8 of them.
Did she?
Where do we
Yes.
end her? Do we end at the cathedral or the Capitol?
I thought it was the Capitol.
I don't know.
I think the Capitol.
Yeah.
It used to be. But I think I wrote one about, I think I've written about it twice. And one time it was like waiting for the last guy who came in and then had a heater. So that was great. Some guy who bet his buddies that he could do it and, waddled in at 5.5 hours or something. I think they cut you off now, right?
I don't know.
They stop. They stop recording you after several hours.
Well, at what point can you resume normal driving?
I don't know, but that's they put up that sign. There will be an event on this street all over town. That's for sure. How many did we have? Did we have our usual 10,000 or how many?
You know what? I did not see a number this year.
Well, I knew a Kenyan would win it. Shadrach.
Yeah, he won it.
Klimming, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That's pretty quick.
Holy mackerel!
That's quicker than you can make it on a motor scooter. And yesterday with the roads blocked.
And he only won $4,000.
Oh, is that all they're paying now? God, they used to pay a lot of money.
Wait a minute.
He must have made more than that. He must have made more than that. He used to pay 10 or something.
Oh, it's got to be more than 4.
It's got to be more than 4, doesn't it?
I thought they would tell me how many people actually ran it.
Remember when both the newspapers, in order to sell newspapers, would run the whole list of them on Monday?
That was one of my proudest bits that I ever did.
Yeah.
Just give me the time you think you'd run it, and I'll print your name in agate type. So for about 3 weeks after each column, I have agate type of Bob Smith, St. Paul, 4 hours, 22 minutes.
Yes, right. Yeah, right. That offended them, I'm sure.
Because the only reason a lot of people were running was to get their name in the paper.
Now we just run the top 20 in each of them.
Okay, he won $10,000.
$10,000. That sounds
and
more reasonable.
Bookmeyer, the woman runner,
well, she had to get 10 too.
She got an extra $4,000.
Why?
As part of the marathon's new Best of the Midwest initiative, which invited up-and-coming writers from 8 Midwestern states. And she's from Ohio.
Oh, she
got $4,000.
So we're prejudiced against the Kenyan then, huh?
How about the guy from Kenya came a little farther than Ohio?
Yes, right. Apparently we want, that sounds like a gimmick to get the gal a little more money, doesn't it?
Oh, gee, she's a survivor of 2 brain surgeries.
Well.
A decade ago. Wow.
Good for her,
She's 33, and she's... must be one hell. What was her time? 2 hours and 2:28.
That's pretty damn good.
Jeez,
that's pretty damn good. Yeah, way to go, young lady. But anyway, they were. Do they still go down Summit?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I don't know where they go anymore. I covered Grandma's once. What a waste of time that was.
You didn't
cover
enjoy
Boston?
I like that one way better than the Twin
you go
Cities.
out there and then you get a ride and you go all the way downtown and wait for them to show up. So,
of course, I guess.
Did the bride ever run Grandma's?
3 times, yeah.
Really?
She liked that one a lot more than the Twin Cities one. But I got to say, you and I probably had different experiences at Grandma's Marathon. You were actually working where I was partying with my buddies.
Did you ever do Boston?
Yes, once.
I did once.
Were
you on the media platform flatbed truck?
I did not get on the flatbed.
Get this. I'm on a flatbed truck with camera people, and there are about 20 feet ahead of the lead runners the
right.
whole
They're
way.
catch you.
They're breathing the exhaust the
Yes,
whole
right.
way.
Yes, the poor guy. Think how much better the time the guy.
Oh,
could
the
have
guy
been.
might have done it in an hour.
He's got the
Clean it.
M95 mask on.
No, what I recall is they go into the Prudential garage, right?
Yep.
That's kind of
That's where they threw up.
They put it's basically a vomitorium.
It's a vomitorium, and they give you some Mylar, some silver crunchy stuff to
And
put on
they
it.
put everybody. They put them in that whatever it is, the fiberglass or whatever they put around them, and then they all go in and puke.
Yeah.
That's I wonder how long it takes them to clean out the garage out of the Prudential.
Are they still puking now today? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
At the end of yesterday's, did we have a lot of puking?
I think you got to get the puke.
You'll get a couple. The worst is when you go meet up with the person you're there to watch, and they put the cellophane
And
on
they've
them.
puked.
Well, but that's basically what that whole area is people
a
that
puking area.
can't walk. They need help.
I do
a
remember
hell of a
when our
sport.
old friend Doug Groh ran it.
Yeah.
Dougie ran it, and he was going hard with the heaters back then, so he ran it.
I was going to say,
he ran it, baby, basically to prove he could, and then soon, like
You mean he was still smoking when he ran it?
From here to the. When he finished, he didn't make it all the way to that sign over there before he had a heater. I think he ran with the heaters in his pocket.
Wow.
Yeah, I always was impressed with the guys with the heaters who.
Because he can smoke a heater.
That's dedication.
He ran he wasn't like a 4-hour guy or anything. I think he ran fairly good, but. Yeah, I never. They got the 10-mile one right now too, right?
I had
You
a
can
kid I
run it.
used to have ran in that yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And that's a good healthy jog. The
Finished in the
10K,
middle of the pack.
6.2 miles, right?
Well, that's
6.2?
10 miles.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was 10K.
Well, whatever 10K is.
Yeah, 6.2.
Oh, I could walk that maybe. But
So what you're saying is you never got around to it.
What?
When Joe asked if you ran the marathon yesterday.
No.
Or ever. You just
have
never
you
got around
ever?
to it.
I've never had the desire.
I did once and then thought, that's a lot of training.
I'm not. I never had the desire.
I realized that it was not feasible.
Yeah.
Even in my running career, which of course ended when I was following the fatty up this hill at Worth,
Yeah.
and realized as I was laughing at her large behind, I wasn't making up any room, that she was still saying the same
You
distance.
weren't catching her.
I wasn't catching her. And then I said, I stopped and went home and never ran again.
Yeah.
That was the end of my running career.
Right.
I never
And
had a
I
running
started
career.
eating a pizza a day for about 10 years. So, unbelievable. Boy, you know what, though? I'm still a little robust with my weight, but I can't hog her down like I used to, man. My stomach.
Well, now
is-
that you got leprosy, I would think your appetite's been affected.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. I can't.
Do we
I
still have
can't.
skin falling off?
Well, we got this. What do
That's
you think?
healed.
Well, it's not really.
Oh, that
healed.
thing on the hand. Yeah,
on
that's-
the hand. That looks a little leprosy.
That looks like leprosy.
Yeah, and then I got the finger here that was eaten away is kind of making a little comeback.
Maybe you had that flesh-eating disease.
Yes, which is,
God.
isn't that what leprosy is?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
more of a serious. I don't know if is it still out there?
Oh, I
Leprosy?
think so.
You can still get her
I
if
think
you're
you
in the
can, you
wrong
can
place.
get it. I mean, you can find it.
Yeah. The good news is you get to go to Molokai.
Yeah.
The bad news is, none of you are going to be fairly attractive. It's not going to be. It's not going to be a good-looking group of people.
You know, we've had past few days some pretty good
Sports.
baseball.
We've had some pretty good sports in general.
Yeah.
What a weekend.
Yeah.
Do you think Brosmer was in?
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he was in too, but of course on Twitter I had to say I don't think he was.
He looked
in.
a little short to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's
Just-
the stupid idiot that feigned putting a gun back in his holster?
That's a defensive back named Wally, I believe. Who's
Well,
one
this
of
is
their better
ridiculous.
players.
And now you're telling me that's not uncommon? You've seen that
telling you
before?
that it has happened often enough that the NFL and now college football both have sent out edicts to the officials that if this happens, it's a penalty.
Well, it's so stupid.
Yes, it was.
Given the times we live in.
Yes.
And maybe it was funny in 1880. You got to blow the smoke off it and stick it back in there.
I see that our coach didn't say anything. He didn't address it, did he? Well, he was too delighted with the win.
Well, he had to jump into the crowd when he got to the locker room. He probably didn't have time.
But it didn't, if that was Jerry Kill or one of his guys doing that, we would have had to go crazy. But we believe that we are raising these incredible
Was that the
citizens.
first USC visit here since OJ?
No, they were here in 2010.
2010 for, was that?
That was Bruce last year.
Coach Bruce last year. And then the killer was out there
Correct.
the next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the OJ USC team, I don't think they had a big problem beating the Gophers.
No, it was a pretty good game.
Was it?
It wasn't terrible. Yeah, 1968.
68.
Though, right? I still remember John Rowe's lead. He came, he saw, he conquered. I remember which John was. And but yeah, they gave him a fairly good game.
Did you guys see the still shot of the kid from Esco that jumped up to grab that interception?
Yeah.
He had to have been 15 feet off the ground.
They better get some NIL money for that kid.
Or he's going to Ohio State.
Ohio State will have him down there for about $500,000 next year. He's a monster.
See here, I need this explained.
He
I've
was
asked
our
you
number
before.
one. He was our number one recruit in the state of Minnesota. But he's from Esco. Nobody could imagine how really good he is. I mean, PJ said he was, and he's phenomenal.
You know, the one thing, though, Pat, that might keep him is, and I was thinking about that very thing, like, oh, boy, he's going to hit the portal here at the end of the year. But PJ sent some safeties to the NFL, like high round.
Yeah, right.
You know, Antoine and Newbin.
You're gonna, I think he wants.
Why would
he wants to
NIL
stay.
money be worth more at Ohio State than here?
Because they got boosters who the whole life is whether they win or not.
Oh, okay.
It's just the boosters. It's not, we keep saying we got these Fortune 400 companies. You got Fortune 400 companies with Northwestern graduates running them. They don't care about this idea that you got 8 guys in town who can make the decision to give millions of dollars to the go. This isn't like FedEx in Memphis, which just gave the University of Memphis $25 million to spend how it likes,
For NIL.
NIL. So, FedEx is.
I've had my question answered. Yeah. No one's going to give the Gophers $25 million for NIL.
No, they might. They're out there beating people up and trying to get some of it. And there's smaller companies that are run by 1 or 2 guys who might be Gopher boosters. But
the company that gives the money, wouldn't they legitimately have to, hang a poster of the kid in their lobby or something? I mean, what?
Oh, they can do that. You can do anything you want now.
Yeah, there's no rules.
No, you can.
So I can just call up
I'm
PJ and say, I'd like to give some money to your player.
Yeah, and I want him to.
Did they do it?
I don't know, but I'm just saying somebody could absolutely do
Well,
that.
I can't. I mean, I won't.
Well, she could. Your independently wealthy wife.
That's right.
No, but that's the deal with. You see a couple of billboards around town now with a Gopher speaking.
And what is the organization? It's the Dinkytown Athletics. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yes. And Ryan Burns is the head of it, and he also covers Gopher football for one of the.
I didn't know he was running that.
Running recruiting sites, which maybe might interrupt his objectivity. I don't know or not, but maybe that's the way it works.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. We got. I just ripped some guy for whining about the Viking telecast yesterday being too one-sided towards the Jets. It was a Rich Eisen. Grow up, for God's sakes. Yes, he might have grown up a Jets fan. So what? He does. He's telling you what happened in the game. That's all. So
I don't know if Rodgers can do it anymore.
Oh, he can't. He's. That was. Only the 5th time he's thrown 3 interceptions,
something like that.
That's his career high, most ever. But they were ducks.
First time he's thrown 3 since about 2017.
Yeah, and 3 against never against our boys, who he's played more games against than any other quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not very good anymore. I don't know if he's any good when he got there, but tearing up that Achilles and missing a year.
Well, and he does have the.
What's his girlfriend situation?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know.
Because that Shailene Woodley or whatever her name is, she dumped him.
He does have the ultimate. I have checked out of this game.
Oh yeah.
Look, when he can sense it's going wrong, I'll see you later. I'll see you next week,
They had a chance
fellas.
at the end, though. Yeah.
Yep.
So and then he,
I happen to think the local pundits are a little too hard on our Vikings. Everybody wants to emphasize that it was mistake prone. Don't get excited. They made a lot of mistakes. They won. Who cares?
5-0. Yeah, they're 5-0.
Mallory Edens is
Current girlfriend.
the current girlfriend apparently.
Is she an influencer?
What's her background?
She is an athlete. I'm trying to find more information about her. She apparently. She is the daughter of the primary owners of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay,
he's
got
been dating
money.
her for a while then.
Okay.
I can see
Isn't
why.
she about 12 years old?
No, she's. I'm not sure what her age is, but
Well, she's much younger than
Where
he
was
is.
she an athlete at? Do we know that?
you know what? I will do this. I'll do a Google search.
I think
on
this
her.
is important stuff.
Yes,
right.
it
You
is.
two
And
tend
plus,
to go down.
according to the Daily Mail,
He's such a good guy that he was dating Danica,
Mm-hmm.
and Danica introduced him to Shailene Woodley,
yeah,
and then pretty soon he was dating Shailene Woodley, and he dropped Danica.
yeah.
And I don't think I'd want to drop Danica because she might run over you with a car if you don't watch it. She was tough. I think she was very very.
According to the Daily Mail, Travis, or what's her name, Taylor, has not been seen for weeks. She did not attend Travis's birthday party.
Oh no!
Yeah, I think I thought she was at one Chiefs game though, wasn't she?
Well, will she be there tonight?
Ooh, that's a good
A
question.
couple weeks ago, wasn't she? I thought she was at a game like 3 weeks ago.
I think she was. What was the game I saw when I know she was in the suite?
Let me tell you something. Just keep talking about it because it brings me closer to my prediction that this is a reality TV show.
It is. I honest to God, when I looked at the TV to see what time the Cowboys Steelers game was on, and it said 8:30, I was thinking that the NFL had now decided that the 8 in the morning wasn't early enough. They were going to now start playing at 8 o'clock at night again. I didn't realize it was storm delayed.
They had
Pittsburgh.
lightning.
Yes.
Now, what are we tonight? New Orleans at Kansas City.
Kansas
Because I've
City.
never known Kansas City to play a road game. I don't think they play any road games.
I don't think they have.
They just play at
But
home.
they're the only other unbeaten, aren't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember last year they had the road playoff game because Travis's brother was shirtless with the Bills Mafia.
Yes.
Chugging beers in the suite like a big animal.
He's a crazy guy. There's no chance that Taylor and this guy are going to last. But hey, that was fun while it lasted, wasn't it?
Yeah, but where is she? She ain't on tour. She's taking a
Maybe
pause
she's
from the tour.
Tired of football. No, I think isn't the tour over? I thought it was a 2-year deal.
Well, maybe there'll have to be another
Right.
one that's coming to town.
We have Detroit at Cleveland at 3:08 today,
Now,
and
if
Kansas City at the Yankees tonight.
if she announces she's getting back,
Yeah,
get on it quick.
yeah.
So you don't have to pay.
Yeah, you got to
those
buy them at
extra
retail.
You can't pay those extra retail prices.
That ain't going to happen again. But if she comes back, she's going to South America or something, isn't she? The
have
second
no
time
idea.
around? I don't know.
I
don't
she already
know.
wasn't. Didn't a bunch of them go to Brazil to see her, and they had to cancel it because of violence down there or something?
Oh, yeah, there was a bad
Yeah, there
story.
Do you want a sports fact
Sure.
that just flashed on my phone from a correspondent?
Yeah.
The Vikings have trailed for a total of 3 minutes and 26 seconds this year.
And it was the first 3 minutes of the year when the Giants led 3-0.
Huh.
They've led ever since then. Isn't it?
Really?
Yeah. Or been tied, but because I think they actually tied the Giants.
Is O'Connell the answer? He must.
He's a good coach.
Okay.
He's not bad,
He's
huh?
okay, but the defensive guy that's to me, the key to all of this is the defense. It's been unbelievable.
Well, how about your guy Van Ginkel?
Unbelievable. Could you got a guy named Van Ginkel who's better than making 1/3 as much money as Daniel Hunter, and he's better than him.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Who said these are the guys we want? Whoever
It's
said
Flores.
these are the, well, maybe, we don't know. But whoever said if they got a national scout or Flores or whoever said we want him, we want Grenard, we want 3 other guys that they brought in because they didn't have to pay Hunter anymore. Whoever came up with these guys is a genius. Van Ginkel's unbelievable.
I didn't know he played at South Dakota.
Yeah, it started the first
Yeah, I
2
did not
years.
know that until
First
yesterday.
2 years. He couldn't win in the Mo Valley Football Conference, but he's a phenom with these guys. He can run too. He's fast. A white boy from Iowa, right? He's from somewhere in Iowa.
Rock Valley, Iowa.
Wow, where is that?
That is a good question. Where is Rock Valley, Iowa? I know so I heard him interviewed. I know he grew up as a Vikings fan. So maybe that helped his recruiting efforts. Rock Valley, Patrick, it's basically on the northwest corner of the state. It's actually very close to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, it's close to Fulda then.
That's right.
In fact, the Worthington Daily Globe probably had scores for Rock Valley.
Worthington Daily
we
Globe.
did. The Worthington Daily Globe covered Northern Iowa. That
did it really?
was the top tier of Northern Iowa.
Okay.
Yes, when it was a big, expansive newspaper down there.
I keep looking at these marathon times. She was a doozy. The winner beat the second place guy by only 4 seconds.
The second place guy?
Yeah. The winning time was 2:10:17.
Yes.
The second place guy was 2:10:21.
Yeah. But the woman was 2:28.
I'm talking about the guys.
Oh, he only beat him by 4 seconds. Oh, okay. Where was he from? Ethiopia?
Tesfu Tweldy, Flagstaff, Arizona.
Really? No, he's a transplant.
The leading Minnesotan finished 5th, Cosmas Kiplimo of Minneapolis, 2:12:32.
Yeah, I think he lived someplace else before he moved to the Twin Cities.
I think so.
He transferred.
Yes.
He had a good NIL deal.
But good for him. Good for him. I admire these people, and I don't get it, but buy yourself a convertible, drive around. It's the same.
Wait a minute. We got to do the Reusse
How
marathon.
long?
26.2 at the top down.
See how long it would take.
Hey, I got a convertible. I'll
Oh,
join
my
you.
God.
Yeah.
That would
Leave
be
at the same time
Yeah.
and see who gets to the cathedral first. You got to follow the same route.
Yeah, except you don't want a vehicle on it, right?
Yeah.
The next day or the day before.
No, they ran on streets.
I know, but I said the day before I should.
Yeah, either the day before or the day after.
I can say, here's
It's
my
the
time.
Reusse Marathon.
I got it done in 1 hour.
Yeah,
But how would you
1:05.
do it because if you left at the same time, there would be no excuse not to finish at the same time because you'd catch all the same lights.
No, yeah,
So you'd have to stagger the starts or something.
Yeah, you'd have to space them out a little bit, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think
well,
that's,
you'd have to. I mean, you can't take the route. They're not going to let you drive with the guys, so you'd have to do it like just say, "Give me the route," right?
I'm ready.
When there's a light, you got to stop.
And you hit the button to pull the
route's
top
in the
down.
paper every year. We know what the route
I
is.
know. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to put up a time next year. I'll put up my time.
To hell with the Reusse walk. We're doing the Reusse marathon.
Yes, right. Right. Now, boy, perfect weather, though. God almighty. Last year they canceled it because
It was
of the
too
heat.
hot last year, Pat.
Yeah. When was the bride's last time she did it?
It would have been the Boston Marathon of 2010.
So
2010.
the urchins have never seen her run one.
Nope.
now.
And I said, it
let's
took a
get
lot
her.
out of Mom. But she wants to do one more while the boys are.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't train anymore.
She works out all the time. But yeah, she could probably, I would assume, get back into it because she does still run.
Oh, you work out together, right?
Well, we used to.
Now you go.
Now you go get him, babe.
We'll see you in an hour.
Right.
Okay.
Boy said I got to go to football practice.
All right. So let's see. Great win for the Gophers. How about Jerry Kill's Vanderbilt Commodores, Joe?
Wait, what? He's in Vanderbilt?
He's an offensive consultant.
Didn't they beat Tennessee?
Alabama.
Alabama. Yeah.
Number one,
Yeah, they beat
Alabama, first
Alabama.
time in 40 years.
So Jerry left the head coaching job?
Jerry left 2 years at New Mexico State, got a tattoo, got a New Mexico State tattoo, then he quit. And he said he wasn't feeling that great, but his offensive coordinator went to Vanderbilt, Tim Beck, and then his quarterback, Diego Pavia, who's a little 5'11" guy, went to Vanderbilt.
Oh, boy.
And then Jerry went to Vanderbilt as an offensive consultant, but he was on the sideline on Saturday. I talked to him about 3 weeks ago or so. He was on the sideline Saturday, and I saw him and another guy yelling at each other. When Alabama got within a touchdown and they were getting the ball back, in the middle of the fourth quarter, I must have been arguing about, okay, do we have to keep attacking or not? Because I'm sure one of them was saying, if we give Alabama the ball back and they're only 5 points behind, we're losing.
We're going to lose the game.
So they went down the field and scored and won the game. It was unbelievable.
Vandy's right in the middle of Nashville.
God, yes.
Did you see the
It's
footage?
downtown.
Did you see the footage of the student body?
I did.
They removed the goalpost from the field and then marched it down the street and chucked it into the river.
Yes. Joe and I believe, together saw that
Yeah.
when Northwestern ended its 51-game losing streak against Smokey Joe's Gophers.
They walked her down to the lake.
And after the game, as they were walking the goalpost down to the lake, Smokey was telling us he was going to quit. Right? And at the end of the season.
Really?
At the end of when he couldn't beat the Cats. I think it was 51 in a row. Well, however.
Where'd we go after that game?
Green Bay.
We went to Green Bay because the Vikes were at Green Bay the next day.
Is that when Stoney was in the car with us
think
and
so.
told us he was at Buddy Holly's last concert?
Yeah. He's Stoney a little Tim Walls going for him.
Yeah, he was like Tiananmen Square.
Tim Walls made the last out in the 91 World Series.
But, yeah.
Would it have been a Big Ten losing streak? Or was it a
I think Big Ten.
Big Ten? Okay, because I saw their 34-game streak ended in 1982.
That was Smokey.
They're building a new
Smokey's
football
last
stadium.
Year, Smokey's last year was 83.
Okay.
Then they hired Holtz, Smokey. But he lost. Look up the 83 Gophers. I think they lose at Northwestern about the 8th game of the year.
All right, I will do that right now.
Do you know Northwestern's building the new football stadium?
Right, where the old one is,
Yep.
right? But I like the temporary one next to the lake.
Yeah.
And it's probably big enough. About 12,000.
Yeah.
Just about the right size for Northwestern.
The
football.
83 Gopher football team was 1-10.
Yes.
And were outscored by their opponents by a combined total of 518 to 181.
Yes, you got the 84-13 in there. But
Oh, yeah.
but what's the Northwestern score?
The Northwestern score, bear with me. We lost at Northwestern October 22nd. We lost 19-8.
19-8 to Northwestern. They had the students tore down the goalpost.
Yep, I can still see it.
Smokey, we're talking to Smokey outside, and the Smokey told us that was it. That was their last chance to win.
You know what,
They
though?
opened against Rice, though.
I was just going to
beat
say,
Rice.
they won. They were undefeated.
That's when Ray Alborn was coaching Rice, and Ray Alborn had been on the staff of Bill Peterson at Florida State, along with Joe Gibbs and about 5 other prominent coaches. And Ray was having trouble at Rice. And Ray's quote, I called him up, and I got a column out of it, but Ray said, I'm so unpopular here, the girls on 24th Street won't even wave at me, and that's where all the hookers are. They he was great. He's also the guy that we were talking to. He had me talking. I've told you this 100 times. He was talking about Bill Peterson's malaprops at Florida State. He was famous for his malaprops. We're not going to have any panky-hanky around here and stuff like that. And he gave me Joe Gibbs' home phone number and said, call up Gibbs. This is Gibbs is coach of the Redskins. He said, call up Gibbs. He'll give you the best ones. He's an expert on. I call up Gibbs. Gibbs gets his wife. Gibbs' wife gets him to the phone, and he tells me a bunch of Bill Peterson malaprops, and he's howling with laughter. I always had a soft spot for Joe Gibbs after that. But
Is he still racing?
yeah, because both his sons died.
Oh.
Coy, his son, what was Joe Jr., I think, was died of he had a long-term malady, and then Coy was running the racing team for him, and he died too suddenly. I think a heart attack or something at age 41 or something. So both his sons died. He's 83 or 4 now, but he's still he runs the team now. He's got the kid from Eden Prairie, William Sawalich, who's the old man is the father is the head of Starkey Hearing. He's the stepson of Bill Austin, and Sawalich is doing extreme. Starting this month, he's going to be driving the Xfinity Series as soon as he turns 18.
Ty is the grandson.
Ty is the grandson.
Is the grandson, and then his father died right hours after he won a race back in 2022.
That's Coy.
Oh, that's
right?
sad. Yeah,
that
Coy.
was Coy.
Yep.
And then the other son died a few years earlier of some malady.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's sad. Wow.
Yeah. What else we got? Well, let's see.
Hey, we do need a pause today, so I don't know if you want to take a pause now and tell us about the Valley Group.
No, we don't. Not right now. We're gonna
Okay.
We're gonna take the pause a little later. After how do you like our Lynx Tuesday? Are we gonna win? Are we gonna get to the finals? We kind of let the Connecticut team right back into it Sunday.
Is Indiana in the playoffs?
Nope, they're
we got beat in
eliminated.
the semifinals, and the quarterfinals. Whatchamacallit beat them. The Sun.
The Connecticut
beat
Sun.
them 2 in a row. Yeah, beat them 2 in a row.
I don't know how to tell you that. I don't know if
I
they'll
think
win
we're
the
a
title.
little better than they are,
Yeah,
but
maybe.
if they
Sure,
turn it
sure.
into a wrestling match like they had here the first time, so
All I know is that Bob Mikulski was very upset that the game time was at 8:30 the other night.
I bet
He expressed his outrage on Facebook.
really
Was that a home game?
Yes, yes. But here, and the fact is that they had Las Vegas in this round, though, so that made them when there was a doubleheader.
Oh, sure, the early game.
But that was earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
Early in the second game was.
She was a little late one.
8:45, yeah. And
Our wild
Bob's into
start.
it, though?
What's that?
He's into it. Your dad.
This is Rookie's dad.
Rookie's dad.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
very upset that the Lynx game was so late.
Okay. He's a Lynx fan. though?
Apparently he is.
Our
He's the guy
wild.
missing a foot.
Yes.
So he likes the game, but he doesn't play it.
Yeah, it's been detrimental to his basketball career.
Right. I mean, missing a foot is a bad.
A foot is an essential part of basketball.
Yes, it is really. You got to have a foot. You got 2 feet are very, very important.
The Wild open at home Thursday night.
You gonna be there?
No, Columbus.
Columbus, of course, coming over recovering from the tragedy of their superstar Johnny Gaudreau getting
what a
killed in a
horrific
car
story.
accident. So
Then Seattle here on Saturday night.
yes.
Then I believe they go on the road the rest of October.
What's your theory on them starting the season with 3 goalies? You got your Fleury. They wouldn't get rid of the old man. He's too big a buddy of Guerin's, apparently. Fleury. So then they got Gus the Bus, who they'd like to trade, I think.
And they got the kid,
and
right?
Then they got the kid, yeah. So
I feel I don't know anything about their lineup this year.
well, they got your Eck and they got your Kaprizov.
Yep.
That's about it for me too. I mean, they got Foligno and.
Well, you got
some of those guys.
what's his name? The kid from the Gophers.
Oh,
the defenseman, Faber.
They
right.
easily handled the Blackhawks
They
the other
gave
night.
Faber an 8-year contract.
Yeah, he's
8
pretty
years.
good.
He
Yeah.
is good. He is good. So, I think if Bob Motzkow lives to be 100, he'll be asking himself when they started overtime against Quinnipiac why Faber wasn't on the ice when they came down and scored in 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
That was a mistake.
I don't know what we were. I don't know what the strategy was, but she didn't work out.
No. It was probably one of those, why is he standing next to me?
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Why are you not out there? He's fantastic. He's supposed to be a great kid. And Motzkow told me, never heard a peep from mom and dad. He's like that high school, the whole kid. Yep. Mom and dad never complained about a thing. Probably because he was so damn good, everybody just played him.
What did he play for, Maple Grove?
No, where did he go to high school?
Minnetonka.
I'll look him up. I'll look him up right now.
He might have went to the Ann Arbor, too. I'm not sure. The thing in Kalamazoo.
I thought for sure it was
Maple Grove Senior High School. You are correct.
All right. Boy, you're good.
You're Mr. Puck.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm ready for the pause.
Here we go. Valley Group of GM Dealers.
Valley Group of GM Dealers. Jim Paul and
you
Brett
got copy,
Paul's,
huh?
Yeah, Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM Dealers. You know what we got out there? We got teamwork. And you know who's been added to the team again? Neil Hadding was a top salesperson at Valley for 2 decades. Probably the best truck guy around, and everybody wants these Sierra big honking trucks now. He left for a management position elsewhere, said the heck with these guys. He came back, and he's now at the Valley Group of GM Dealers, and he's got thousands of old friends and customers. You want to make a truck deal, go see Neil at the Valley Group of GM Dealers. Similar story with Tim Condon. He moved to Alaska. He said he was up there catching salmon for about 3 years and said, "That's
they don't even
enough
have
of this.
cars in Alaska.
That's enough of this." He said, "I'm heading back," and he's now in the sales and finance at the Valley Group. Tim's back. Charlie Fink, he's been around forever. Charlie is also in the finance department. He'll make the deal comfortable for you. Jim Paul's Valley Group of GM Dealers. They have had people out there working for them for 3 decades. They don't have a bunch of inexperienced people who are going to make the deals for you. Right now, low interest rates and factory rebates and fully stocked with Buick SUVs, the new Buick station wagon, all of it. Jim Paul, Brett Paul, Valley Group of GM Dealers, Apple Valley, and Hastings.
So I have a question. Are you guys ready, or do you want
Are
me
we
to
back
start?
on?
We can be. Are you ready to finish her up?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I got to ask you,
I'm ready.
Twins.
Yes.
How reduced is our payroll going to be for 2025?
It'll be the same.
You think it will
But
be?
it will be. But it will be because you got to pay Pedro more, and you got to pay.
Pedro.
Pablo. You got to pay Pablo more.
Oh, it's next year when the extension kicks in? Oh, okay.
And you got to pay. Correa gets another 4.
But we lose Kepler's money.
We lose Kepler's 11. You lose Santana, whatever he's making. You lose. They probably will have to if they can trade the chubby catcher. They probably have to pay half his salary to.
Is it worth doing that?
Yes, get rid of him.
Okay.
And they got to. To me, you got to go young and the hell with. Who do you want to bring in? They got. Yeah. You already went through these 3 rookie pitchers, and 2 of them are probably going to make the club, Festa and Woods Richardson.
Oh.
And you can, they get Joe Ryan back, and you can make Griffin Jackson a starter. That'd be great, don't you think?
But then you lose him out of the bullpen.
Yeah, but bullpen, slap one together. I'd trade.
We tried that.
I'd trade. You gotta be right.
But do they have to pay any of the kids yet?
No,
like Reusse?
Well, Reusse is arbitration eligible. I think, is he arbitration? Yeah, he's arbitration eligible. But what's he got to, my son pointed this out to me. He says, "Thank you, Reusse, for your lousy last 2 months. You saved us a lot of money."
Oh, that's
in
a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was not good.
Terrible for 2 months.
Was he playing hurt?
doubt.
Okay.
None of the playoff teams remind me of the Twins.
No.
There seems
right.
to be a real step in the upgrade.
How about the National League playoffs, though? You know, if you're doing TV, Joe, and you got your choice between Detroit at Cleveland and the Twins and the Kansas City at the Yankees, or the Phillies and the Mets and the Dodgers and the Padres, I think I'd go for the National League.
I had no idea the Mets were going to be this good.
That's pretty good. That game yesterday was great.
That was
Even
fun.
though it took 3.5 hours, it was great.
Well, it's also a great atmosphere.
Oh, God.
The Phillies.
Take those towels away from people. Sit down and watch the ball game. You know, I'm okay the 8th and 9th inning, okay?
You'll give them that.
Give them that, but shut up in the second inning.
It's the top of the third. Sit down.
Just because some jackass gets to 2 strikes in the second inning, you don't have to stand up and wave
I'm
towels.
adding it. Standing up in a playoff baseball game.
Yes.
No, in early innings.
Early inning, okay.
I mean, in the 7th, okay? Maybe the 7th you can get up. But not every time you get to 2 strikes. How would you like to spend, you know, $400 for a ticket now in Philadelphia, be in row 12, and you got 25 idiots standing up in front of you waving towels?
That towel thing started here, didn't it?
I know it did.
It's terrible.
I told,
Your newspaper.
I told Terry Robbins every time I run into her how she ruined postseason baseball. She's the Yankee girl. Yeah, I saw her again.
Did the
months ago.
Steelers have towels before that though?
Yes.
Terrible towel.
Yes, they did. No, the Pirates had the terrible towel.
Oh, I thought it was a Steeler
No,
thing.
and then the Steelers got them too. But
Oh.
I think the terrible towel was the. Or was it,
No, the
Was it a
terrible
youth-
towel was the
Pirates had-
Steelers.
The Pirates had something.
Well, here, let me go. I got this thing called the
No,
internet.
that terrible towels were the Steelers.
Okay. The Pirates had the green weenie. I know that. Bob Prince, Bob
remember
Prince, the
that.
announcer, got a bad luck thing to wave at the other team, the green weenie. Bob Prince, green weenie. Put it in there.
Well, I got to find out the origin of the terrible towel, what year that
I guess
was.
you're right. It was the Steelers.
It's 1975.
It's not so bad at a football game, is it?
No.
You know.
Because
Is
you
it
just know-
75 when the Steelers beat the Vikes in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let me check it out here.
And they were waving those towels. In Tulane Stadium.
Tulane Stadium. You and I were there.
Yeah. That's when you sat down
me and
next
Red
to...
and, me and Red and Jim hanging out.
You sat down between Red Smith and Jim Murray and said, well, here we are, 3 of the greatest sports writers in America.
I was 25 and hung over to the teeth. No, actually, I was older than that, 74.
Okay, here we go. The towel made its debut. You ready?
Yeah.
December 27th, 1975, in a playoff game against the Baltimore Colts.
Wow.
Prior to the game, the idea was, and then they defeated Oakland in the AFC Championship game, and then they beat Dallas in the 70s.
When was the Immaculate Reception? Was it that year?
That might have been that year.
Against Oakland? It was against Oakland. Was it the Immaculate?
Was that the Heidi game?
Franco Harris. No. Franco Harris.
Franco Harris.
But I thought the Heidi game interrupted that.
No.
There were two
That was
different
the That was
phenomenons.
the Jets game, I believe. Yeah.
All right, the Immaculate Reception game. Immaculate Reception game.
Might have been that year.
Was the
Come Heidi's
1972.
No, holy cow, that far back.
72 divisional game. And you know why I remember that? The 50th anniversary in 2022, they did a thing on that because I think Oakland came to Pittsburgh, or the Raiders came to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you don't think the NFL did that on purpose?
Oh, 100% they did. Yeah,
they're
for sure.
Smart, man.
Remember when they parked cars in the end zone? What was that all
Super
about?
70s. Swan's out for the year because Gary parked his Buick in the end zone again.
Swan once leaped over a car.
Yeah.
After he scored? Yeah. I think I saw that video.
Oh,
What were those cars doing there?
You look back at Joe when the Jets are going to the Super Bowl and you see that field. There's a Shea Stadium, just this piece of crap.
Yeah.
You know, all dirt and mud, not an ounce of grass on it. It's just unbelievable what they played on. It's our place, too. I mean,
You know, people say that football's terribly violent now and everything. The more I think about it, didn't it used to be worse?
well, yeah, because if somebody...
There were no rules.
Now, did you see the guy the quarterback for the Bears yesterday, Fields? He got hit in the helmet.
No,
and
he's
then
with Pittsburgh now.
Pittsburgh, yeah. Excuse me. And then he snapped his neck, right?
Oh,
And then and he wanted to stay in. But I was thinking, I mean, you got to go get checked, buddy.
yeah.
You know? But they wouldn't have, they would have been.
Same thing happened to Josh Allen in the Bills game. He got smoked.
Yeah,
And he said, I'm fine. I said, you got to come out of the game.
Yeah,
You have to check
you
your
gotta look
melon.
at it.
And they brought in Mitch Trubisky for one play, and then Allen came back into the game.
You know, I always told you this story. I first learned about football and concussions from my brother Michael, skinny little son of a gun, who played quarterback for the Fulda Raiders. And you didn't used to worry about enrollment. You just played whoever was close to you. And I think they started with Laverne, Wyndham, and Worthington one year, which, they
All
had no
bigger.
chance. They had no chance. And I remember he came home one game, and he usually, would, after the games, would be out smoking cigarettes and chasing gals and drinking beer, when he was a junior in high school. But he came home after a game, and I said, what the hell are you doing home? And he said, because we didn't go to their games,
Right.
We waited for the report. And he couldn't remember anything that happened after the middle of the second quarter, even though he played the whole game.
Jeez.
But they only had 4 plays then, He was the quarterback. But he said, I stayed in the game. He played both ways, too. And he probably weighed 140. But he couldn't remember. So he came home and slept it off, So the next day, I think he was fine, but he obviously got kicked in the head. He said, I got kicked in the head. I don't know what happened. And that was all. You didn't have any of this metallic hell. You just had some leather thing. So 1957, but yeah, I don't think,
Well, was your mother alive?
Then, yes.
Well, she had to be freaking out that he couldn't think or remember.
Boy, he probably, I don't even know. I can't remember if there's a discussion out in the, yeah, my mother was still healthy then. So, yeah, she was, I don't know. But, yeah, my parents would go all the way to Slayton to watch a road game. Yeah. That was about
All the
it.
way.
12 miles. Now you drive 600 miles to War Road to watch your 10-year-old play hockey.
Don't even get me started about this.
All right.
You don't have hockey players, though, right?
Thank God,
Yes.
no.
Yeah, because War Road is, that's the curse upon every hockey parent in the Twin Cities. Because as Lee Smith, the Eden Prairie coach, told me, we're sending our Eden Prairie youth team to War Road to play Minnetonka, Maple Grove, and Edina, which would take 12 minutes to drive to all of them.
If we just met at Braemar, we could play. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway. All righty.
All right.
That's enough.
That's enough. You got more than you deserved again. Come on.